Eu da.
Alo.
Da, te aud.
Bun, acum merge și mie, că nu merge asta, să iau și poza cu Astori rapid. Astori Fiorentina. Săracul în pula mea.
Acum am citit și cauza care a murit, s-a făcut publică.
Nu, las că o să spun, eu nu am apucat să caut una cu Rest in Peace, dar nu, stai să Astori.
Stai, vrei să-ți dau eu? Stai să văd dacă am eu.
Uite, am găsit Davide Astori, 87-2018. Am găsit una faină care scrie și echipele unde au jucat și...
Pe asta, că asta o să zic, într-un minut o să zic unde și-a început cariera, anul și de unde a jucat.
Așa, hai să o pun și pe aici. Ciobi... Image... Astori... Astori, așa, ok. Ok. Așa... Ciobi... Ok... Command F. No, așa, am pus-o și asta, ok. No, hai să dau drumul la stream. Start streaming, yes. Hai să mă duc pe Facebook. Go live. Să vedem preview. Stai să văd numai ce delay este. Gata, acum așa a revenit.
Să dai un share.
Așa. Hai că dai un share așa. Stai că eu trebuie să intru de pe altă pagină de Facebook să-i dau share, stai așa. Just a few moments until we get everything sorted out and we will be right with you. Așa, să-i dau share aici. Share. Share on my profile, on my timeline. Boom. Okay, I've shared it and I think we are almost ready. Just give me one. Okay, let's start the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Let me see if I can hear you on the mic.
Yes, hello, 1, 2.
Okie doke. It looks like we're all good. We're recording, we're streaming, and we're live. Welcome, everybody. This is a new week and a new podcast episode. Another one that's live on Facebook, just for you guys who want to watch us live. If not, you can always watch it whenever you have time. What's up, Andy?
All good here in Liverpool. Waiting for
How's the weather
Yes.
been? How's the weather been over there? Last week when we spoke, it was snowing like crazy. It was cold. How's the weather now?
Tonight was an average of 8 degrees Celsius, so it was quite good weather. Good weather for football as well.
Not bad.
Lots of Porto fans in the city. I was coming back from work. Everything was blue around me, white and blue. Happy fans that they managed to get a point at least, and they didn't no point, but they draw. They didn't repeat the shame that was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Uh,
Liverpool in the quarterfinals of the Champions League after 9 years. That's
True.
a that's a that's a performance.
It is a performance. They've been lucky, I can say, because they had only. Uh, there is no easy opponent, but let's say accessible opponents. And I had an accessible group as well. But we'll see from now on because all the teams they are left now, they are all strong teams. So now they have to prove they are a good team and a strong team.
If we're speaking Champions League, what do you think about the clash that got the most press, the one between Real Madrid and PSG, who I think it was the strongest, strongest tie that we had for this phase of the UEFA Champions League. What do you think? Are you surprised that Real Madrid is the team that went through, or were you expecting PSG to be the team that's gonna go through?
No.
What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this, there are two big conclusions after these two ties between these two teams. First one is a strong team like Real Madrid can't be beaten with a new team made with petrol dollars. Even if you have lots of money, you need time as well to make a team play as a team.
Is PSG still a new team, you think?
Well, they keep bringing. Well, this summer, but look at the attack. Neymar was new. He didn't play this game. Was playing in the first leg. Mbappe is new. So two players in the attack new, but they didn't play for a long time together.
But what do you think? Is Neymar? Did PSG miss Neymar in this second leg, or do you think even with Neymar, the end result would have been the same, and Real Madrid would have still been the team that qualified further in the Champions League?
Will be the same. I mean, probably. I don't know. Let's see. I was hoping for a draw, and I think with Neymar they could got at least a draw. But I still think Real Madrid they will qualify because to come back from a 3-1 with Real Madrid it's not impossible, but it's almost impossible to be honest. I mean, you have to be a really really strong team to beat Real Madrid 2-0.
Real Madrid, I think they got to the level that, at least in the Champions League, because they're not doing great in the La Liga this season, but in the Champions League, they've become such an experienced team and they have such an experienced group that they can overcome situations like this when they play against a team like PSG, who I think started as favorites, right? Before the first game?
Well, yes.
Because they were favorites to win the Champions League, or were they second after Barcelona? What? I don't remember the odds.
I think they are not even second. I think they've been the fourth.
Oh, really?
Was Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, then PSG.
Oh, and Manchester City wasn't in those.
It's on the fifth, I think.
Okay, so still one of the favorites to win the Champions League, but you have a team like Real Madrid who's won it twice in a row. They've won it 3 times in the past 4 years. That's a lot of experience, and they have a big part of the same team that played the first final 4 years ago. So they still have the same players, and I think Zidane is one of those coaches that has become like a knockout competition coach. So he's the coach that can get a game that's going to be a knockout, get it ready to the smallest details so they end up being the winners. Because we can see in the La Liga, they're not doing awesome. They're doing pretty poorly. But when they go in the Champions League, even though they play against tougher opponents, you can see by his tactics, by his substitutions, everything. He has it down to a science. And he reminds me a little bit of Guardiola when he started at Barcelona.
In the beginning of the conversation, you asked me about this game, and I told you 2 things they've improved after these 2 legs. I told you about one, and I think the second one is when your players don't want you anymore and they don't want to play for you. This is what happened. Look how is Real Madrid playing in La Liga. They lost with Espanyol with 1-0, but because Champions League is very important for the players as well. and they don't want to play like a joke. They want to play with 100%. Is different.
Oh, I see. I see what you're trying to say there. You're trying to say that this is the proof that they're strong, and the thing that happens in La Liga is it's because they don't want Zidane to be their coach anymore, and that's their message towards the
Exactly.
towards the president or whoever takes decisions over there when it comes to coaches. And this is the true Real Madrid, the one that we see in the Champions League.
Absolutely.
That's an interesting thought. I haven't thought about it like that. It seems a little bit weird, but I can see how that become big. I mean, how that can be reality. You know, we're talking about players with big egos, and you know, in the competition that's the most important for a club, they're not gonna let that ego go that far for them to waste the opportunity to win the third Champions League in a row, which would be an incredible performance. And you don't care who your coach is. If you have chances to do that, you're gonna do it, because there's no team who's ever won the Champions League 3 times in a row. And especially when you have Cristiano Ronaldo, that's probably all he's thinking about.
Yeah, but not only Cristiano, you see, because winning this trophy, your rate will gonna increase. Then you have your wages have to increase as well.
And for the older players, this is their opportunity to be forever part of history. You know, three Champions League in a row. I don't know if in the near future we're gonna see any team manage this performance, but you never know. I can't predict the future, so
you never know. Absolutely.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. What do you think? Is Real Madrid looking like the kind of team that's able to win the Champions League this year as well, or you think they're probably gonna go another round and that's it?
Well, it depends. Depends on the next round. But if they're gonna meet in the next round, Man City or Bayern Munich, will be a tough question to answer.
What about Juventus?
Juventus, they have to pass Tottenham first.
Well, what about Tottenham if they play against Real Madrid again?
Oh no, Tottenham they don't have the experience. You see, I know Real Madrid beat them in the groups, but Real Madrid knew they're gonna qualify.
Tottenham beat them in the group.
Yeah, Tottenham beat them. Sorry. But now it's a different. We're talking about the quarterfinals. We're talking about different games, different money,
and again, it's a knockout stage. So
it's a knockout stage. To be honest, it would be a nice game to see Real Madrid with Liverpool.
Oh, that would be an awesome game. I honestly think that if Liverpool ends up in one of those good days that they have once in a while, they can kick Real Madrid's ass bad. I see Salah scoring at least 3 times against Real Madrid, but they can also lose like 3-0 in the first game and then.
Well, with their defensive, will be they'll concede at least 2 goals from Real Madrid if Cristiano Ronaldo and all the company is playing well.
You still don't believe in Virgil van Dijk, do you?
No, Van Dijk is okay, but you need someone next to him to play. See, I agree. Van Dijk is a great defender, but you need someone else next to him. I mean, if you play Van Dijk with Lovren, even they're not the same way. They're not the same.
Yeah, I see the point that you're trying to make. It makes sense. What games do we have in the Champions League tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have Tottenham against Juventus.
Okay, give me a prediction on that. What's your opinion?
Oh, don't ask me on that because I don't know what to tell you. I really hope Juventus will be lucky. They have that Italian luck again to manage a win with 1-0 and to qualify. But it's a tough game because Tottenham, all they have to do is to defend to make sure Juventus is not scoring.
Close the game. Yep. I don't know how good they are at doing that though, because in the Premier League they're one of those teams that goes for it. They always play. They always play the score. They play the win. So I don't know how it's interesting to see how Pochettino is gonna choose the tactics, because this is kind of a unfamiliar territory for him. He's in this stage of the Champions League, Plus, he plays a team against a team like Juventus, a team who has a lot of experience, a team who's played
Yes, yeah.
2 Champions League finals in the past 4 years, right? In the past 3 years.
Yes, and that's a very important thing because Juventus have the experience on their side, so they know how to manage a difficult game like this. They know how to play. They know which tactic to adapt, and I can see Juventus scoring once in the first half, then closing the game.
Honestly, man.
And
Go ahead.
I was watching the game in the weekend against Atalanta, and I saw Allegri manage. He rested a few players, like Chiellini didn't play. They played with Benatia and Rugan, I think it was, in the middle, and also the good players they didn't play. He rested a few players. They play with them, but not for the 90 minutes. So obviously, it's a very important game for them, and Allegri know how important it is. And I don't know. As a Juventus fan, I really, really hope they'll manage to qualify.
What if they don't? Would you get upset that Tottenham made it further? I mean, because for me, for example, I don't really. I mean, for you, I hope Juventus goes further, but I like the Premier League so much that I wouldn't be upset that Tottenham makes it. And they have a beautiful team, they have a nice team. I think that would be a good opportunity for some of those players to prove what they're really worth and to show that Tottenham is actually a serious top team from British, from English football, and they're not a Leicester case, that.
To be honest, I wouldn't be upset. You know why? Because Tottenham played football. Even in the first leg, they play away, they attack. They attack from the first minute. And if Juventus wouldn't qualify, they wouldn't. At least they lost in the front of a team who attack, not a team like Atletico Madrid or Chelsea who is playing only counter-attack, scoring a goal, closing the game, and that's it.
Okay, so I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm gonna, for you, because you're my friend, I'm gonna cheer for Juventus. If it doesn't happen, then Juventus has had good performances. They have a new chance in the Serie A now that Napoli has lost, but we're gonna get there. What's the other game that we have tomorrow?
Well, the other game is not important. It's Manchester City Basel. So.
So yeah, that's okay. So I don't think there's anything to say about that. I think we should move to the results that we had in the past weekend in our top leagues in Europe. And like always, we're going to start with the Premier League, where Saturday, is it okay if I go first, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, Saturday, Burnley played against your favorite English team, Everton. Sorry, my mic is going to fall down. And Burnley managed to win 2-1. Are you surprised for another defeat?
I am surprised because this time they lead with 1-0 and they played a good football. But again, Sam Allardyce proved that he's not a good coach. He's not a good manager. Everyone has criticized him in all the local newspapers. I am a member of the club fan online. 95% of the fans, they put the blame on Sam Allardyce. And
why don't you guys start a petition, man, to maybe, I don't know, get rid of him?
You can't play with the same players. I mean, at least he changed, give a chance to Tosun, and he proved that he's a good attacker. He scored.
Tosun scored?
Scored a nice goal with the head, assist by Walcott. But this Allardyce is insisting with playing with Ashley Williams in the defensive line. He made the mistake on the first goal. Then he got
a red card. Yep.
For absolutely nothing. I mean, deserved the red, but why would you hit with wasn't needed. Yeah, was not needed. So
another defeat for Everton, a defeat which weighs a lot for them because they slipped on the 11th place.
And very close to the danger zone. So that's why I decide to go on the game on Saturday, because they need my support for the first 3 points after a while.
Who do they play against?
Brighton.
Oh, Brighton. Brighton, who is same number of points as Everton, but they're Brighton are one place above. They sit on 10th. So it's gonna be. This is a very like this is a 6 points. You know how they say this is when you're fighting to avoid relegation. This is a double the point kind of game, and I already told you that since I knew that you were an Everton fan, and since Rooney joined Everton, I cannot not be a fan of Everton, and I hope they kick Brighton's ass because I have no feelings for Brighton. Moving on.
Brighton, they will save themselves. So
the,
because they won.
They're doing amazing, man. Nobody expected them. They're a really small team, but look at them. They're on 10th, after 29 games, 34 points. Not bad. 8 victories. What else do they have? They have 8 victories, 10 draws, and 11 losses. So they're a pretty well balanced team.
Absolutely.
Leicester. They scored again, just like I predicted, but they didn't manage to win. They were actually led by Bournemouth 1-0, and they managed to come back to pull a draw. So 1-1. Southampton Stoke, a game that I predicted goals to be scored in, ended up as a draw, 0-0. This is a bad result for Southampton. Stoke, I don't know if they hoped to get a win from this, so I think for them the draw is okay. But Southampton, I am 100% sure that they expected victory and they needed victory. They didn't manage to get it, so this is gonna weigh a lot for them in the fight to avoid relegation. Then we're moving to Wales, where Swansea managed to get a comfortable win against West Ham United 4-1.
Sorry to interrupt. Listen to me. You'll see. I can bet Swansea will escape. Swansea, they will be the Premier League next season as well.
Well, they look good now. They're on 13th. They managed to go past West Ham, who they won against. So 30 points. That's what 6 points less than Watford, who sits on the 9th place. So they might even fight for, if Arsenal keeps their bad run going, Swansea might even get to the UEFA Europa League if they keep playing good and getting points. Okay, moving on. Tottenham managed the win at home 2-0 against Huddersfield. Watford at home against West Brom 1-0. This is another nail in West Brom's coffin, and now I am 99.9% sure that West Brom is going to play in the Championship next year.
Me too.
Liverpool, comfortable victory against Newcastle 2-0. Mo Salah with the goal. Did he score one or two? One, and Mane scored the second, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it was Salah. Ooh, Mane. Then we had Brighton play at home against Arsenal and getting a victory. This is what? Arsenal's 3rd defeat in a row. They're 4th in the last 5 games.
You know what I bet on this game?
What did you bet? Arsenal's not going to win?
Brighton or draw.
Oh, then you're good. I bet that Arsenal's going to score. And they did, but that wasn't enough. And I was reading some stats. Mkhitaryan at United, in his entire 1.5 year, he managed to lose 5 games. He managed to lose 5 games in a month and a half since he joined Arsenal. So I'm sorry both for him and Aubameyang, but I think it's Wenger's time to go, man. I honestly
Come on, I know. But to be honest, because talking about Manchester United, they've been very lucky to got those 3 points there.
Wait. Yeah, I didn't get to that game. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Then we had the derby of the round. We had Manchester City play against Chelsea 1-0. I thought this is gonna be a game that both teams are gonna score, and I expected a more open game. But Conte almost pulled a good game and managed to get a draw. But this is bad for them. For Chelsea, because this is their 2nd defeat in a row, they're 4th in the last 5 games, and the 2nd against the title contender, if we can say that. But I don't think there's any title contenders. But contender for the Champions League spots. After they lost against United, now they lose against City. So Chelsea are on 5th right now. Both Liverpool and Tottenham managed to get past them. And Chelsea are 5 points behind Tottenham, who sit on 4th after, being at the same number of points with United. just before this 5 games?
This game pretty much uh, give Liverpool a 90% chance to sit in the first four in the end of the season.
Oh, definitely. And if they manage to get a good game at United this weekend, if they win, they can go past United 1 point, and then I hope that doesn't happen. But and speaking of United, they're the team that played the last on Monday, played a game away at Palace. Crystal Palace was leading 2-0, and then Manchester United managed to get the 3 points after a nice comeback and an awesome goal by Matic. Did you see his goal?
No.
Yeah, it was a nice strike from outside of the box. It was like a volley, and his team.
Probably he got another 3 days off now.
Oh, definitely. I didn't see what Mourinho said, but he gave another funny press conference about Matic, and he likes Matic. He loves Matic. And
they've been working together. They've been working together on Chelsea as well.
I can't see who scored the goals, man, because now I don't remember. I think Smalling scored one for United. Did Sanchez score?
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, it was a lucky victory. We scored the winning goal in the 91st minute. So 3 points, that puts us in a good position ahead of our Liverpool game. This is the most important game for a Manchester United supporter in 1 year. Rivals to death, Liverpool and Manchester United. And hopefully United are going to manage to pull a win. It's hard to believe that, even though we play on Old Trafford, by the way the two teams are playing. Even though we won against Chelsea, it wasn't our best game. And after this game against Crystal Palace, I still don't know what to think. I don't know if we're good enough to beat Liverpool on a good day. But we'll see. Let me tell you guys the table since we're done with all the games. So, as everybody knows by now, Manchester City sits on first place. No doubt about that. They're probably already champions. I don't think anybody thinks they're going to catch them. 78 points. United sit on second, 62 points. Liverpool on third, 60 points. Tottenham on fourth, 58 points. Chelsea on fifth, 53 points. And Arsenal on sixth, 45 points. At the bottom of the table, we have Crystal Palace, 27 points. Stoke on 19th, 27 points. At the bottom of the table, West Brom, who's on the 20th place with exactly the same number of points, 20 points, and 5 defeats in their last 5 games. So it's pretty much set for West Brom. But between the 19th spot and the 10th spot, which is Brighton, it's only 7 points different. So
everything can happen.
Yeah, this is still open. There's still a long way to go. That's all from Premier League. Where are we going next, Andy?
You have a guess.
It's your turn. We're going to the French Ligue 1?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see what the Ligue 1 had for us.
Ligue 1. Last weekend, absolutely no surprises in the Ligue 1 from my side. The games start on Friday. First game was between Nice and Lille. Nice managed to win with 2-1. A well-deserved victory. Second game, Monaco-Bordeaux, 2-1 for Bordeaux. No comments, good victory for Monaco. Tough game, but they well-deserved 3 points. Saturday we had Troyes PSG, 2-0 for PSG. They didn't force too much. Amiens, Rennes, 2-0 for Rennes. Angers, Guingamp, 3-0 for Angers. Metz, Toulouse, 1-1. A draw that I saw the draw from here, from Liverpool. I could put all my money on this draw.
You knew for sure it's going to happen, huh?
Well, you never know for sure, but
you had a feeling.
Exactly. Saint-Étienne, Dijon, probably, let's say this one was kind of surprised. 2-2. I was expecting Saint-Étienne to win at home. Sunday we have Caen with Strasbourg, 2-0 for Caen. Caen is playing well at home. Montpellier, Lyon, 1-1. This game was in my bet last weekend and was both teams to score because I know Montpellier is playing well and they scored at home. And I know how hard Lyon beat them in the cup with 2-1, how lucky it was. And the last game was between Olympique Marseille and Nantes. A lucky draw for Olympique Marseille.
A late draw. I think this was the surprise. I honestly thought Marseille are going to win, but they had a series of bad games against PSG, so and against Bordeaux too. Did they lose against Bordeaux?
No, they won, but we all know Nantes is a very uncomfortable team.
Ranieri.
Yeah, true. The tables look like in the Premier League. PSG on the first place, 100% champions on this season. Second place, Monaco, 60 points. Third place, Olympique Marseille, 56 points. Fourth place, Olympique Lyon, 51 points. On the bottom of the table, we have Troyes with 28 points, Lille with 27 points, and Metz with 20 points, which pretty much they will be in there in the France League 2.
Okay, Andy, thank you very much for this short walk through the French League on. I think it's time to go to Germany. Let's do a quick scan on what happened here. Friday, we had Borussia Mönchengladbach play against our favorite team from the Bundesliga, Werder Bremen. Bremen managed to pull a point again, which we are very happy about. You know, they managed to score 2 goals. The final result 2-2. Moving on Saturday, Schalke, another victory against a very uncomfortable team, Hertha Berlin. 1-0. Eintracht Frankfurt, same score against Hannover 96, so victory for Frankfurt. Augsburg lost at home 2-0 against Hoffenheim. Hamburger Sportverein 0-0 against last place Mainz. Is it Mainz? No, not Mainz. Mainz is not in last place. Mainz is on 16. Sorry about that. I was thinking about Köln. Wolfsburg lost at home against Leverkusen, playing in 10 men, 2-1. Red Bull Leipzig in the derby of the week in Germany managed to pull a draw at home, 1-1 against Borussia Dortmund. FC Köln, you said that you think they're going to win against Stuttgart. They put up a good fight, but they lost 3-2, at home.
Mario Gomez,
yep. Mario Gomez is playing for Stuttgart, right? He came back to Stuttgart.
Yeah. And he scored 2 goals.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Mario Gomez, before moving to Bayern München, he played for Stuttgart, who they bought from. Stuttgart was playing in the Champions League back then. That's how long ago this was. And then we had Freiburg play at home against Bayern München. Comfortable victory for Bayern München, who are also the team who sit in first place. Same situation as England and France. Probably already champions, considering the fact that they have 20 points more than the second place Schalke, who have 1 point more than third place Dortmund, who have the same number of points at fourth place Frankfurt. Leverkusen on 5th and Red Bull Leipzig go on 6th. I think their story comes to an end after a first season, a very good first season where they managed to finish on 2nd, played the Champions League. Now they're slowly falling down the middle of the table. Still good for them, but not good enough. End of the table, we have Mainz on 16th with 25 points, which is still good because 17th, Hamburg have 18 points and 18th, FC Köln, 17 points. It's pretty much done for these two teams. I'm so sorry for Hamburg and I'm also sorry for Köln. 2 beautiful cities from Germany that I love, 2 teams that I grew up liking, but unfortunately, I don't see them saving themselves this year, so... That's it for the Bundesliga. If you have anything to add on, I'll be more than happy to.
I was going to say that all this luck has to come to an end for Hamburg.
Yeah,
they've been avoiding the relegation in the past 2 seasons with luck. Now it's time for them to go where they belong to because they don't play any football. They don't deserve to be in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, moving on. Because I will keep the same way like every week. We'll go to Italy, but unfortunately in Italy we had only 3 games playing last week. We all know what happened with the regrettable Astori. We're gonna talk a little bit about him. So because of this loss, the federation they decided to cancel all the games that's supposed to be on Sunday, which is a nice sign of respect. We had three games. That was on Saturday. Was Spal, Bologna 1-0 for Spal. Lazio, Juventus 1-0 for Juventus. They managed to get 3 points in the last minutes. The magician scores. Dybala.
The magician Dybala, he's back
Dybala.
scoring.
And the best result was Napoli against Roma, 4-2 for Roma.
That was a big surprise. Then I think you nailed it. Did you say that Roma?
Yes.
And I said no way. I said Napoli are gonna get a victory.
I did say that last podcast because Roma, they lost at home with Milan, and they was 3 important points for them as well, like for Napoli. So they played 100% and they managed to get the 3 points. So the table looks like that for now. First place, Napoli, 69 points, 1 game extra. Second place, Juventus, 68 points, 26 games, 1 game less than Napoli. Roma, third place, 53 points, 27 games played. And fourth place, Lazio, 52 points, 27 games played. On the bottom of the table, nothing changed because none of the teams played. It's still Crotone, 21, Hellas Verona, 19, and Benevento with 10 points.
Okay, thank you very much, Andy. Moving to Spain, Viva España, the league that holds arguably the 2 best players in the world at the moment, Messi and Ronaldo. Saturday, we had Villarreal with another defeat against Girona, 2-0 at home. You know, Girona managed to pull an upset. Sevilla, comfortable victory at home, 2-0 against Atletico Bilbao. Deportivo La Coruña managed to pull a point at home against Eibar, 1-1, even though they played in 10 men. Leganés won 2-0 against Malaga. Malaga, another good team that's probably going to be in the second division next year. Real Madrid in the local derby, city derby of Madrid. They play again. I mean, it's not the derby of Madrid, but Getafe is a team from Madrid. Real Madrid managed to get a victory, 3-1. Levante Espanyol, 1-1. Barcelona in the derby of the week, 1-0 against Atletico Madrid. Goal scored by Messi from, it was a free kick, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Messi managed to score a free kick, and that puts an end to Atletico Madrid's good form that they had lately. Even though it was a loss, you know, it's at Camp Nou, they only lost 1-0. I still think it's very good for Atletico Madrid. It would have been a good chance for them to get closer to Barcelona. This way, Barcelona is now 8 points. You know, it used to be 5 points. If Atletico Madrid managed to win, it would have become 2 points. And that would have made the La Liga more interesting. We would have had at least, besides the Serie A, we would have had the Spain League not decided yet either. Moving on, Sociedad, the victory at home against Alaves 2-1, and Valencia 2-0 against Betis Sevilla. And then on Monday, we had Celta Vigo winning at home against Las Palmas 2-1. First place, like I said, Barcelona, 8 points more than second place Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid get back on third, 54 points, 1 point more than fourth place Valencia. Sevilla on fifth with Villarreal on sixth. And then we have Las Palmas on 18th with 20 points. Deportivo on 19th with 19 points. And Malaga, like I said, condemned. They're on last place with 13 points, 6 points less than 19th. I don't see them. They have 6 defeats in the last 6 games. So, I have no doubt that Malaga is going to be in League 2 next season. Okay, doke. That's all the results and all the tables from around the top leagues in Europe. Where are we going next, Andy?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize. I need to have a Sigi. I was coming to work straight. I didn't have time for a Sigi, so I'll apologize.
You're forgiven, man. It's late over there. I know it's midnight. It's past midnight, right? So yeah, it's past midnight in Liverpool, but still, Andy's here with us. Thank you very much, brother.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to be
It is my
here with you.
It is my pleasure to have you here, and thank you for making this sacrifice. You can have as many cigarettes as you want to. I don't encourage smoking cigarettes, but if that's something that you like doing, then feel
I
free
don't,
to.
I don't encourage neither. That's why I'm trying as much as possible to not smoke during the podcast, and I can't resist for more than an hour, but just was a long day for me. So sorry for that. I'm not trying to find an excuse. Now I think it's time to go to the next, the most important games of the weekend.
Oh yeah, which ones
Like
do you
al-
have for us?
like always, I choose 4 games. I'm pretty sure we have more to add. I have first game is between Manchester United and Liverpool, which is the derby, the most important derby in the Premier League, the oldest one. Um, Very important for both teams because it's a big fight between them for the second place. Will be an interesting game to watch, uh, to see the technician, the tactics of Mourinho against the attack of Klopp, because Klopp don't know how to defend. He always attack.
Best defense is attack, huh? He's
Correct.
he's the opposite of best attack is defense.
Then we have Sevilla against Valencia in Spain. Sevilla proved that he's playing well at home. They beat Atletico Bilbao at home as well. Valencia, they find their good form. I can say that because they managed to win the last. They have 2 victories in the last 3 games, I think. So I think it will be a nice game for everyone who wants to watch it because it will be goals there, at least 2 goals. Then we go to Italy. We have Inter Milano against Napoli.
Inter didn't
Now,
play their game against AC Milan. Their
so the players they are
players are
rested. Yeah.
yeah. Napoli played against Roma, like you said, and they lost. So Inter had more time to. I don't know how good it was though, because the players got ready for that game, and it was a very late decision. You know, yeah. I don't know how good it was for them, but I guess we'll see. What do you think? Is Napoli losing again? Is this gonna be a result for Juventus or?
No, I don't think. I don't think Inter is strong enough, like Roma, to stop Napoli, especially after Napoli lost the last game. Um, but it's still an interesting game. I really hope for a draw, but I don't know. I think Napoli will win this game. Will win this game. And the last game I have is from Germany. Is from Bundesliga. Is Borussia Dortmund against Eintracht Frankfurt.
Is it in Dortmund or is it in Frankfurt?
Is in Dortmund.
Oh, okay.
So Eintracht Frankfurt is it's back on the top 4 teams, and I'm really happy because it's a nice team with lots of history. Borussia Dortmund, they finally find their good form and they're playing some good football. So I think it will be a very interesting games, and I think both teams they will score in this game.
Yep. I was thinking at this game when I did my picks for the next weekend for betting, but then I don't know why I didn't put this one. But I was thinking that both teams might score. I wasn't sure, so I just left it out. But
do you have any other games to add to these 4 games?
No, not really. I browsed around again just to see if I can find another game, but I think that's it.
That's it. Correct.
Okay.
Now,
where are we going
because we're going to in football everything is nice, but sometimes we have bad news, like we had past weekend, and it's a big loss for everyone, for team, for Fiorentina. It's a big loss for football. It's a big loss for us, for football supporters.
For the Italian national team, for the people of Italy.
Yes, it's not nice. It's not nice. Obviously, it's not nice. It's hard to lose a player when he's only 31 years old, and was a good center back. So I want to go through Davide Astori career just a little bit because he was a very good player, and I think deserve at least a minute from our podcast. He started his career in 2001 in the youth team of AC Milan. Then he managed to go to Milan under 19. He didn't improve himself. He proved himself. He didn't prove that, or the coach didn't said that he deserves to be in the first team. So they loaned him to Pisigetone, which is a team in the third league, I think, in the Italian league. From Pisigetone, went back to Milan, was loaned again to Cremonese, back to Milan. Then, in the end, in July 2008, Cagliari bought him for £4.5 million. After 6 years at Cagliari, AC Milan bought him for £9 million, and he was playing there for half season. For half season. Then he was loaned. No, for a season he played, and he was loaned again to Cagliari. After he came back from Cagliari, Cagliari bought him, and they decided to sell him to Fiorentina for 5.5 million and 40. Fiorentina 15. Then Fiorentina loaned him again to Cagliari. Yes, it was loaned in 2014 from Cagliari to AC Roma. Then in the end, Fiorentina bought him for 6.75 million in July 2016, and after 2 good seasons, he became the captain of Fiorentina. He played 289 games in Serie A. He managed to score 7 goals, and he had 5 assists. He played for 25,202 minutes in Serie A. He also had 14 games for the national team of Italy and 4 games for the Italy under 18. Good player. Unfortunately, his heart. You see, even what was weird because we know all the football players, they are very carefully monitored by the doctors and things like that. He had a problem with his heart. No one could detect that. And I was reading tonight an official statement which was saying that he died because his heart was keep going down. The BPM,
the beats, the beats of it. So his heart failed on him. That's
fell
what
down till he
pretty
died.
much happened.
Fell down till he died. So what can I say? Rest in peace, Davide Astori.
Rest in peace, Davide Astori, and thank you for making football fans happy. And hopefully there's something good waiting for you on the other side. I don't know what that is, but hopefully it's something good. Okie doke.
Moving on, we're going to move to our minute of history. This time I choose a different team, and because we have fans watching us from United States, I think it would be fair to have a team from Major League Soccer as well, because those teams are important as well. They don't have so much history and a big background, but they are football teams. And I choose to talk about DC United tonight. And why DC United? Because DC United is one of the founders of the MLS. So DC United was founded in 1995. Here to Johan Cruyff, Washington Diplomats, DC United were one of the founders of the MLS. 3-time champions during the league's first 4 seasons. They were the first American club to win CONCACAF Champions League in 1998 and the Copa Interamericana in 1998 as well, beating Vasco da Gama.
Oh, that's a nice performance, beating a Brazilian team.
Yes, they owe their early success to a mix of international stars, Marco Etcheverry, Jamie Moreno, and local ones, John Harkes, Eddie Pope, Jeff Agos, all under the watch of head coach Bruce Arena, who managed the club from 1996 to 1998. In 2004, DC United launched the professional career of Freddie Adu.
I remember Adu.
Yes, aged just 14. The supporters, many of whom are of South American origin, are renowned for being the most loyal in the country. A, a film was even made about them, called Muerte or Gloria.
The Mexican.
So, yes.
That's not South America, but I know you guys have a lot of Mexican
No,
supporters.
why not? No, in South America they speak Spanish as well.
No, no,
Could
no.
be Colombian.
No. I said Mexicans are not South Americans.
Yes, they are Central Americans. So
North Americans. Mexico is part of North America.
North America.
Yep.
So they have 4 league titles, 3 national cups. Some star players they've been playing there is like Christian Gomez, John Harkes, Chifagos, Freddie Adu, Ryan Nelson, Eddie Pope, Christo Stoichkov.
Stoichkov played at this United?
Mamalichki. Ernie Stewart, Jeremy Moreno, Raul Diaz Arce, Bobby Convey, Ben Olsen, and Marcelo Gallardo.
Marcelo Gallardo too?
Yes.
Marcelo Gallardo played at AC Monaco, right?
Yes.
In Europe.
And played for DC United. So the DC United fans, they are named the Black and Reds. Those are the color of the team. A nice team. And one of the top teams in the MLS. This season they start well. I mean, this was only 1 game played so far, but they managed to win. So keep an eye on the MLS. I think this league is becoming better and better.
Yeah, you're right, man. The MLS started. I forgot about that. Who are you cheering for in the MLS for this season?
Oh, I don't know.
LA has a new team.
I think the big five will be between Toronto, Atlanta, because Atlanta have the best coach in the MLS. It's Papa.
Yep, Papa Martino.
LA Galaxy, and New York City.
No Seattle Sounders, no Portland.
No.
Okay, I'm not taking Seattle Sounders out of the mix. I think they have a chance. Okay,
well, you asked me. I told you my opinion.
We're 52 minutes in. I think it's time to go to our betting
sure.
picks, Starry. And
okay,
if you want to go first, Andy,
I'll go first. First
of all, I'm gonna have your games on the screen, so just let me know whenever you're ready.
I am very ready, and first of all, apologize for the last week games. You see, a week break for us was not good. It's just disconnect us with the games and the stats and everything happened. So we're not going to talk about the prediction from last week because we had lots of games that have been cancelled, and some prediction mine was like 5 loss and 3 green. So we are moving on, and I'll give you this week to as a compensation for last week. I have 12 games prepared for you.
Okay, doc. That sounds nice.
First game, Everton-Brighton. Everton not to lose the game. It's like you said before, a 6 points game. At least a draw they will manage to get here, Everton.
Just give me... Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, moving on. Huddersfield-Swansea. Swansea is playing very, very good this second part of the season. I don't think they will lose the game at Huddersfield, so I choose to bet on Swansea not to lose the game is a good odd at 1.45. 55, sorry. Roma not to lose the game, 125. Juventus Udinese. Juventus, they need to get the 3 points there. If not, they're gonna give a present to Napoli. So 125. Girona Deportivo. Girona is playing a great football and is a nice big surprise in La Liga this season. Girona to win the game, 157. Getafe Levante. Getafe, very good team at home. Getafe not to lose the game, 1.2. Bordeaux Angers. Bordeaux not to lose the game at home, 1.2. Carvina Spartak Praga. Spartak Praga, they have a new coach. It's the first game for new coach, and they need to get some points from this game if they want to play in Europe next league. And after they spend so much money in this winter break, they need a good result. So Sparta not to lose the game, 1.33. Empoli 5 to Centella. Empoli to win the game. Empoli, they're trying to get back in the first league in Italy, so they're gonna win this game. I hope they're gonna win, and I think they're gonna win 1.44. Pacos Ferreira, Porto, Porto to win the game to make 1.28.
Porto are in good shape. They managed a victory against Sporting last week. Now a draw at Liverpool in the Champions League. Yes. So yeah, I think this, and it's a good odd, 128. Not bad.
Not bad. Then 2 games from Turkey. Big fight for the first place, which is Galatasaray is on the first place. They play home with Konyaspor. I don't think they're gonna lose the game. 1.25. And Beşiktaş playing at home with Gençlerbirliği.
Gençlerbirliği.
I can't pronounce this name.
Yeah, it's Gençlerbirliği.
So,
Mert, I see you're watching us. I hope I did a good job. Mert is one of our friends and follower of our podcast, and he's from Turkey. So, Mert, I hope that Gençlerbirliği is the way you say it.
Thank you. So, Beşiktaş to win. Those are my prediction, guys. 12 games. Hopefully, will be all of them green. And hopefully we can get some money out from the bookmakers.
Okie doke. My turn.
Let's see your prediction, please.
I couldn't let you pick 12 games without me picking 12 games, so I have my 12 games as well. And I got bigger odds. Hopefully, I did the same thing last week, but hopefully this week are going to be better. I didn't check to see the ones from last week. But I know for sure not a lot of them were good because I lost almost every day. So Mainz, first game, Mainz against Schalke. I'm going for over 1.5 with an odd of 133. AC Roma against Torino. I'm going for a 1. Considering Roma managed to pull that victory against Napoli, they have an odd of 1.7 for a victory at home. This is, I'm not 100% sure, but this is a very good odd that I don't want to lose because I see Roma being the big favorites in this game. Then we have Strasbourg play against Monaco. I'm choosing Monaco scores for an odd of 112. Monaco have scored in pretty much all their games with a few exceptions, so I don't see why this one will be different. Then Juventus. You chose the same game. I chose the same game. Juventus play against Udine. Juventus wins this one for an odd of 125. Like you said, I don't see them giving this present to Napoli. It got too close right now. It's we're approaching the end of the season slowly, so every step counts. And when you play at home against Udine, you cannot afford to give up points, especially when the fight for the title is so close. Then Premier League, my favorite team plays against another team that I like, and I shouldn't because I'm a Manchester United fan, and I shouldn't like Liverpool. But for this game, I'm going both teams to score for an odd of 165. A very good odd. I don't know the odds of this happening, my odds that I would give, but I'm hopeful and I think it's a good odd. And this way, I don't have to bet against Manchester United or anything. This is both teams to score for an odd of 165. West Brom play at home against Leicester. Considering the bad form that West Brom is in, I'm betting for Leicester to score for an odd of 136. I couldn't miss this odd. This is a really good odd for Vardy to score. I mean, not Vardy, anyone, but I'm thinking Vardy will be the one that scores. Nantes play at home against Troyes, and I'm going Nantes not to lose for 114. Then Bordeaux against Angers. Bordeaux not to lose, 118. Bayern plays at home against Hamburg. I'm going over 1.5. This is a really small odd. I don't know if I'm going to keep this game at the end because it's only 112 and
you can try this game. Bayern to score over 1.5.
But what if they let some players rest because they have a Champions League game coming? I don't know.
Yeah, but the Champions League game they won 5-0 in the first leg. So
yeah, we'll see. Then we have Sevilla play against Valencia. I'm going over 1.5 for an odd of 120. This is gonna be Sevilla scores a lot of goals. They get a lot of goals, so. I'm hoping it's going to be more than one goal scored in this game. Then we're going to the Dutch league where Willem Tilburg plays at home against PSV Eindhoven, and I'm going over 2.5 for an odd of 155. And then for my last pick, we're going back to the Bundesliga where we have the derby against between Borussia Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt, where I'm going over 1.5 and an odd of 120. I told you that I was thinking about betting both teams to score, but I'm thinking 1.5 is, I don't know. I feel more comfortable doing this because if Dortmund wins 2-0, then I won't be upset. So those are my picks for next weekend. Andy gave his picks. I hope you guys like them. Maybe you're going to play some of them, maybe all of them. We don't encourage playing all of them on one ticket, like we said. But, you're old enough to decide for yourselves.
Sure.
We did our jobs, and I think that's it. We're at an hour sharp. I think we did a good job. For everybody watching us live on Facebook, we want to thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. For the ones who are going to watch this afterwards, catch us next week live. We don't know what time yet, but just keep an eye on Facebook because, we have jobs, we have other stuff, so we don't have like a set schedule. We know for sure that it's happening either Tuesday or Wednesday. It's usually Tuesdays, but sometimes it's Wednesday. So last week we did it Thursday, right?
Yes.
So like you see, we're not the most...
No. We are trying to keep the podcast for Tuesday or Wednesday, but sometimes when we can't do it we are still doing that on Thursday. But hopefully it's not going to happen very often.
Yeah, so join us live next week and, leave some comments. Unfortunately, I cannot really check them out, but Andy can see all the comments. And maybe next week, if somebody leaves any comments, we can reply to them live.
Sure.
Not in writing, but in, just replying them verbally. And that's it for this week, Hopefully we're going to have a good weekend for soccer, for betting, for everything, and some nice games in Europe for tomorrow and Thursday for the Europa League. And until next week, And
for those who can't watch us on Facebook, I think they can find us on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify,
YouTube, Google Store,
SoundCloud,
Google App Store, SoundCloud,
iTunes.
App Store, iTunes. We are everywhere, guys. So if you have a boring drive and you want to listen to a podcast, just go. You don't have to watch us.
If you did not have time to follow all the games in the weekend and you don't know what happened, if you're a person who loves soccer but has to work during the weekends like us, make sure you tune in at the middle of the week when you drive towards home or towards work or wherever you're going. I don't care. You're at the gym, whatever. You want to get updated on what happened? The Soccer Bowl, the Soccer Boys. I said we're changing name to the Soccer Boys. I haven't changed the name of the show itself. I just changed the name of the episodes. I'm going to try and work on that. But you'll find us under Soccer Bowl for now. The Soccer Bowl. We're going to switch to the Soccer Boys fully on. So we'll let you know when that's going to happen. But thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you watching, listening, live or not live. And this was another good episode for me. Thank you very much, Andy. It was a pleasure, like always. And I found out something about DC United. I remembered about Freddie Adu. We remembered Astori. Rest in peace. And hopefully these kind of things, we don't have to talk about these kind of things ever again at the podcast.
Sure. I really hope that. Thank you as well, Alex, for this podcast. Thank you for being part. And
it is my pleasure.
Thank you for all of you guys for staying with us, watching, listening. And all the best from here, from Liverpool. I'll come with fresh news next week. I'll be on the ground to watch Everton this weekend. Hopefully, I'll keep them luck. See you next week.
Yeah, so if you guys want to hear a fresh off-the-field review of the Everton game next week, make sure you check us back at the Soccer Bowl or the Soccer Boys. Alex, I'm out. peace and love to everybody, and we'll see you next week.